Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Our guest is Assembly Member Anthony Portantino, who represents the 44th District. He joins us to discuss a bill he has introduced that would allow all Assembly members' budgets to be reviewed by the public. Nice to have you with us, sir.
Thanks, Tracy.
So let's start first about the genesis of how this basically got here, just quickly and briefly. But you had voted no on the 2011-2012 budget agreement. There were, let me ask you, what was the response by the Assembly leadership?
Well, the Assembly leadership then came in the third quarter of the year and cut my budget as a consequence for my vote and created an arbitrary and false overage in my budget.
And so your response has been, look, let's open the books of
Right.
all state legislators so you can see, A, how we've managed our budgets, and B, that legislators do have different budgets. All your budgets are not created equal, are they?
Well, all our budgets are not created equal. And, of course, the Speaker's office spokespeople said some factually inaccurate things on top of it. They said, this is belt tightening. Well, wait a minute. If we're belt tightening, let's look at it across the board. If there's an effort to tighten our belt, sign me up. But don't just single me out because I voted my conscience. So the best way to solve this problem is, and I didn't realize it at the time, they won't even give me as a member of the legislature access to budgets, and I'm supposed to vote on these budgets. So let's have complete transparency. Let's show the public how we spend the public's money. Let's show the public the inequity between offices because, frankly, under the current system, all the Democratic offices have bigger budgets than all the Republican offices.
But is that because it's the party in control?
Well, it's just wrong. Equal representation should be that everybody gets equal representation. So what my Assembly House resolution does, it says, full transparency in the State Assembly. The public has a fundamental right to see how the public...
So this is the press and this is individuals also, has access to those
budgets. So we're going to ask the Assembly to post these budgets online in real time, like other organizations do.
Our other governmental bodies do this.
Absolutely.
Their budgets are online. We can go on and see what legislative pay is,
right.
All kinds of things.
Absolutely. So full disclosure for the State Assembly and also make it fair. Take this tool of punishment out of the hands of the leaders. They don't do it in the Senate. They don't do it in Congress. It's equal. We shouldn't give one individual the power to punish other members. Let's make it fair, let's make it open, let's make it transparent.
You know, both the Sacramento Bee and the LA Times has actually filed a suit because they want
Right.
to have access to calendars, for example. You are the only member of the Assembly who has openly yourself said, here's my budget, the last 6 months, please take a look and review it. I understand that Leland Yee up in Northern California, the senator, has asked for his to be released and he's been told no by the legislator. Why are you the only one that wants to release your calendar?
Well, there's two issues. A, I've released my budgets for the prior years to show that I've actually been under budget every year, and I don't take a car, and I don't take a cell phone, and I don't participate in the mail program, and I don't spend the state's money unwisely. So I've released my budgets. They've released insults. I've released budgets. And then two, I have nothing to hide in my calendar. I'm a public official doing the public's job. I have no problem with saying to the public, here's what I do, here's where I do it.
So are you possibly out of step with your party for two reasons then?
Well,
one
so
is
far,
for the budget and one is for the calendar?
Well, frankly, so far no one from either party has released their budgets or their
right.
calendar.
That's what I'm saying. Are you out of step?
This is not a partisan issue. This is none of the legislators have released their budgets or their calendars. So it's not a partisan. It's the right thing to do.
Well, you know that their response has been in regards to calendars that it's a security issue, that if people know with whom you've been meeting and speaking, there's a security issue to you. How accurate or inaccurate is that?
Well, I think that's a bogus argument because we're not talking about releasing tomorrow's calendar. We're talking about releasing yesterday's calendar. If it's prospective, I could see somebody saying, you know, I'm picking up my child from school or I'm doing something else. That makes sense. But to tell people what I did last week or last month or last year, I have no problem with that.
Right. And it does clearly. We have the public now have the ability to view with whom you've been meeting with.
Absolutely. And governors and mayors release their calendars. The legislature's no different and no better.
Thanks for your time, sir. Thank you for watching Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young.